Let's be real, maple syrup is the freaking best. I love the stuff. There's something about driving 4 hours to set up a shed in the freezing cold, trudging through 2 feet of snow, and spending hundreds of dollars to make $50 worth of stuff that I could have just gotten from the farmer's market, but there's no fun in that. So I want to take you on the absolute journey it was this year, from building a sugar shack to tapping trees and making gallons of homemade syrup. So I've had my property for a year now, and I don't have a single structure on it. Well, maybe one if you count the haphazard pile of pallets that I store my tools in. Well, I didn't want to be sitting outside for hours boiling sap, so I needed something to shield me from the elements. My brother Mark helped me set up a small platform out of pallets and plywood as a base for a shed, and if it looks a little unlevel to you, well, don't worry about it. Which brings us to the beautiful $100 Facebook Marketplace shed that my girlfriend, brother, and I spent a collective 12 plus hours taking down, transporting, and setting back up. I won't go into crazy detail, but I cannot stress how much of a pain it was dealing with this thing. All these tiny little bolts that needed 2 people to tighten, sharp metal that became a sail when the slightest gust of wind came through, and on top of that, just setting everything up in multiple feet of snow. But we got her done, and that meant it was time to build the backbone of the entire operation, a stove. If you saw my syrup video from last year, you know that I just boiled sap in a Walmart stock pot, and it took forever. My plan was to tap dozens of trees this year, so that method was off the table completely. Anyway, I needed something not quite professional, but at least functional to get me through this year. And you can get these kits from Menards that convert old barrels into wood-burning stoves. All I had to do was find a barrel, empty it out, and use a scary angle grinder without a guard to cut holes in the top. The idea is that you feed the wood in through the cast iron door and boil sap in a pan on top. Last night was really brutal. I wasn't able to get the wood stove put in because I can't even drive into the property. There's too much snow. So I had to do like 8 trips back and forth. I probably walked somewhere close to 5 miles hauling everything in, including this bad boy right here. Yeah, it's the end of February, which means it's time to tap some maple trees. So sun sets in about 2.5 hours. I don't think I'll be able to tap as much as I wanted to this year, but that's okay. It's just, I mean, I'm feeling fine. It's just trudging through the snow is exhausting. And yeah, I don't know, when you do this stuff, you're in a constant battle with the daylight and your energy, and it can be really hard. So here's the setup that I'm working with. I've got a bunch of 5-gallon buckets that are just out in the woods and random places over there. And so when I get here, first thing I'll do is I'll go check on them, make sure that the sap is still good, because sometimes it has to sit for a couple days since I don't live up here. Then I will trudge the buckets through the woods, which is a lot harder than it sounds. And then I dump them in this big old 55-gallon drum. And looks like today we've only got, I haven't even collected everything, so I've probably got about 55 gallons waiting for me around the property. So I put it in there, and then this is my scooper bucket that I'll use to just take some sap out of here and have it on deck. So when sap boils down in the pan, I've got something smaller to put it into. And then, yeah. I didn't really have a good way of carving a hole in the roof, so I just took a knife and stabbed it until there was a hole and just sawed it out. And yeah, if you're wondering about this little hole, that's for, I don't know, I feel kind of stupid saying it, but like that's for the evaporated water to go, or like all the steam. It doesn't really do much. It's better than nothing. Like normally you would have some vent or duct up here with a single smokestack that goes out, but I ran out of time and money in the budget, so this is what we got. So when I was going through my footage, I was having a really hard time finding the back half of the boiling process, like finishing it on the stove, filtering it, bottling it, and then I realized that I completely forgot to film that. Arguably the most important part of the process. I thought about just recreating it, just for cinematic effect, but I'm way too lazy to do that, and this video is not gonna get enough views to justify that. So I think I'll just show you what I ended up with instead. Aw yeah, look at that. Have you ever seen so much maple syrup? I had a couple more, but I had to give some away to friends and family and all that jazz, so yeah, that's what I got. Thanks for watching.